What's up guys, Macadii here. Now today guys, a brand new OU team builder. What we're doing is building a team based around Mega Lopunny. Now this is a Pokemon I've wanted to use for a very long time, and I love the fact that it's a fighting type that gets scrappy. It makes me so happy that they decided to give it that ability. Now, what we've got for the set is a Fake Out, Return, High Jump Kick, Ice Punch set. Very standard, as I do admit, but as I always say, I'm very keen on starting off with a standard set and building from there, and we can always choose to adapt it later on based on how the team ends up being built. There's no point making a really complex, clever set without actually building the team to actually have the groundwork behind it. So what we've got is 252 in attack, 252 in speed with a jolly nature to make sure we outspeed almost pretty much everything that's non-scarfed, which is really awesome. We've got Fake Out on there. That means we're guaranteed to get our Mega off safe, Return, High Jump Kick, and Ice Punch. Now, the Fake Out is really useful as well because it means things that outspeed us like Mega Alakazam and stuff like that cannot stay in if we switch in, because a Fake Out is just going to absolutely wreck them, or if they do stay in, it's going to do a good amount of damage from there. So I do really like that. Now, what I've been thinking about is what sorts of things stop Lopunny from sweeping. Now, obviously, that's going to... The major things include Scarfers, which are a little bit harder to deal with. That's what our wall core is going to have to be built around. But also, a lot of walls do. I mean, Hippowdon can. A lot of the annoying fairy types and stuff like that can as well. So what we want is a Mon that's going to be really powerful and a fantastic wall breaker. Because once we've broken their walls up and just smashed them to pieces, then Lopunny just comes in with a broom and just sweeps up from there. So the Pokemon I'm thinking of doing, adding to this, is not Hoppip, it is Hoopa. And I've spelt that wrong, which is why it's... come on. There you go, right. Hoopa-Unbound. Because a Life Orb Hoopa-Unbound can be absolutely terrifying. What we're going to go on here is we're going to go for Hyperspace Fury, because it does so much damage to so many different things. Zen Headbutt on there as well. Gunk Shot, because this means we have ways to handle bulky psychic types and also fairy types as well, which are the main two stops to Mega Lopunny. Gunk Shot, and then I'm not too sure for the final one. I did pop this up to start with, see what sort of ideas they do suggest. So they suggest Dark Pulse, Gunk Shot, Drain Punch, and Psychic. I think I'm going to make a slightly alternate set to that, where I'd rather have it pretty much completely physical. So we might pop Drain Punch on there as well. Oh, the other thing actually I might pop on there. Oh, Drain Punch or Fire... I'm going to go Fire Punch, because it's absolutely hilarious to see Scissors and stuff like that try and switch in, thinking they can take a hit. We're just going to have a look and see what speed they say. They say 252 speed, and I think that's probably the best way to go with a positive nature. That means we maximize on our speed, because we want to make sure we outspeed as many things as possible. So Hyperspace Fury, Zen Headbutt, Gunk Shot, and Fire Punch. So Fire Punch Oko's, I think, pretty much any variant of Scissor, which is really fantastic, and also means we hit Ferrothorns really hard as well. Which, while that's not a stop to Lopunny, they do a lot of damage with spikes and stuff like that, so that should work really nicely, these two. So what we need to think about now is what we're going to do for our wall core. Now, this is actually being recorded before we use the last team, but I love Hippowdon, this is my problem, but Hippowdon works on a lot of my teams, and I just love the reliability of it. Not Life Orb, we want Leftovers, with Sandstream, and it's just a fantastic mon. Like, I completely understand why Miguel loves it, and I just get it, because it walls so many things in the tier, and it's just a really good staple wall that works just fantastically on almost any team that you build, as long as it's sort of relatively balanced. So we're going to go for a standard Hippowdon, which I do apologise because I have used this before, but I'd rather make a really good team that I feel works really well, rather than making one that's using Pokemon I haven't used before and stuff like that. That's sort of the main point of the first Pokemon, is building around that. So what we need to do now is, I think we're going to have to think about the special wall later on, because we got a physical wall. What we want is some more offense, I think. So at the minute, what I'm seeing is Rotom Wash is still a little bit of a problem, because I can't really switch into it with Hoopa, because in case I get burnt and stuff like that. So I think something like maybe a Latios or a Raikou. Raikou could work really well here. Oh, it's really tricky to know. The other options we've got Starmie, Starmie could work really, really nicely, because at the minute, Keldeo gives us a massive problem. And actually thinking about that, I think Starmie might be the way to go. So that gives us a nice Rapid Spinner. We're going to go for... Are we going to go for a supportive set? Are we going to go... I prefer the offensive set. I'd rather have offensive Rapid Spinner, maybe add a little something later on. So we're going to go 252, 252, Timid, with 0 IVs in there, with Rapid Spin. I know this is similar to the last week's team, and I do apologise for that, but I think this is going to work really, really well, because I'm just trying to think of ways... first of all, problems with the teams, and also ways to actually get rid of things that completely shut down Playboy. So I think Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Psyshock. So that's really, really nice. What I'm seeing though is we do have we struggle quite a lot with bulky water types, namely things like Manaphy and stuff like that. So what I'm thinking is Raikou could work really well. Also, Rotom Wash is a massive, massive problem. So I think Raikou, how am I spelling it? Am I just spelling this completely wrong? There you go, Raikou. With Assault Vest. We can't get Volt Absorb, unfortunately. If this thing got Volt Absorb, it'd be so good. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch. Hidden Power, Ice. And the final move on here. So what are we struggling with at the minute? They normally run Shadow Ball on here. I think Shadow Ball works pretty well, actually, because that helps us beat the Psychic types that Playboy suffers against. So we're going to go 252, 252, and Timid there. So what have we got? We got a fairly good physical special split, which is really nice to see. Nothing particularly weak to rocks as well, so that's working out really nicely. So I'm not too sure what we're going to go for the final member of this team. Let's see. So we've not got a special wall. That's something to note. How well does Clefable fit on this team? Let's see. So that gives us a nice fairy type, which gives us... because we got a bit of... Have we got any fighting? We haven't really got much of a fighting weakness. But it could still pair really, really nicely in this situation. But we don't really have a Scald Switch in there. That's the only thing. Possibly something like Ferrothorn could work really well, because that gives us hazard stacking options. We've got Rapid Spin. I'm liking the sound of Ferrothorn here. So we're going to go for Leftovers with Iron Barbs, with, I always forget what people suggest for the Ferrothorn spread, because there's a sort of, it's not necessarily specific, but there's a really good mixed one. This is the mixed one that I like. So what we're going to do is import it and just change the moves from there, just to be, let's see, so we've got Stealth Rocks. We don't need Stealth Rocks, we're going to go for Spikes on here. Leech Seed, Gyro Ball. Do we need Gyro Ball on here is the question. Considering we've got Gunk Shot and Hoopa, what else have we got to handle fairies? We haven't got much else to handle fairies, so maybe we'll stick with Gyro Ball for the minute, but I do really like the T-Wave option, because that stops a lot of setup power. It means we can handle Rotom again. I'm liking Thunder Wave there, as our move there. With Relaxed Nature, that works really well. We actually don't need the Relaxed Nature anymore, because we've not got Gyro Ball, so we can put that in there. Not that the 20 speed's going to make any difference at all. So I think that's what we're going to go for the team. I'm quite happy with it for the time being, but it's one of those things I need to put into practice, and I need your suggestions as well to see how to improve it. So if you comment down below in what nicknames you want me to bring, and also any changes to the team, and what we'll do is we'll bring a live later on in the week where I'll use the updated version of the team, and we'll sort of see how well it works outside of just being in theory. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I will see you guys at the next one. macadii out.